Bowl. Let's go to the final one we're going to cover tonight. The LA Bowl, originally supposed to be Snoop Dogg,
Gronk
right?
Bowl.
But now it's the Gronk Bowl in LA at one of the most expensive, if not the most expensively built stadium of all time. Cal gets to stay home in California against UNLV, who is just found out their coach is headed to West Lafayette to coach Purdue. Let's talk about this one. Who's in, who's out? Break it down, Jake.
Yeah, again, recording this Wednesday night. It's funny when I first noted this on Monday or Tuesday, Justin Wilcox, obviously coach speak, was pretty confident on who was going to play in the bowl game. He said Jaden Knott's going to play. We'll have to wait and see. He hasn't had a really good year anyways. He's kind of struggled.
Lots of injuries for Hot.
Yeah,
I feel like he's been out every other week.
So we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
I probably wouldn't expect him to play, but the bigger news coming out of it, it's Isaiah Hunter, their leading receiver, and Mendoza, their starting quarterback, is out. He's one of the top guys in the portal right now. Yeah. So he's going to land somewhere big.
Somebody tweeted out after he said 98 yards with the boys, He goes 98 yards to the portal.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that heartfelt speech meant nothing then? That kind of sucks. But then on the UNLV side, not a ton of movement at this point. I think Ricky White's going to play. Really good receiver. He's going to get drafted, man. He's really good. So I'm excited to see that he's playing. Jalen Catalon, Jackson Woodard, Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year at linebacker, and Noel Williams for Cal will be playing as well. He leads the country in picks. So something to note there. They got a little bit of defense on their side.
This UNLV team was in a win and you're in spot in majority of people's minds last week in the Mountain West title. Couldn't get it going offensively on the road. I look for them to bounce back this week. I think we talk about it in bowl season because it matters a lot of who it means more to. I think UNLV, whether or not they lost their coach, they're still a talented football team, a confident football team with their abilities. I like Haj Malik Williams, the Ricky White connection. I like him to take advantage of all those starters on the offensive side of the ball for Cal being out. I don't think Cal scores a ton with the backups they have. I think UNL's defense, Jackson Woodard, guys like that can limit them. Jackson Woodard is going to be mentioned later in this episode for a reason that maybe not a ton of people would expect, but one of the best defensive players in college football this season. I think UNLV rolls in this spot. I like him as the underdog. They're probably not an underdog now with Mendoza going down. It's probably still changed.
Nope, they're still one point underdog. You can get him for plus 110 on the money line or something. So technically,
so I like the Running Rebels. That's just my take on it. I think it means more to this program, and they're a confident football team. And you know me as a G5 stan, I think they can compete with these mid-tier Power 4 schools all day long. What do you think, JP?
Yeah, I broke down Cal in the preseason. I told you they had a legit shot to go win 8 games. Well, when a lot of people don't stay healthy, it's hard to do that. But also when we learned is like no Mendoza, no offense in a lot of ways for this Cal team. And so now that Mendoza's hit the portal, Wilcox has kind of got to look for a quarterback who really understands this. And he's not going to have a ton of bailout options as well on the outside. They've struggled when Mendoza's been out, and then he kind of came back, and they still weren't quite the same team they were earlier in the year, right around that Miami loss. UNLV, on the other hand, even with the Odom leaving, like it's not a team that loses its identity. I think they very much know who they are, and they still have the same leaders within the program. So it's a good defense in UNLV, and it's a Cal team that just doesn't move the ball well when they don't have Mendoza. And so I do like UNLV here as well.
All right, Jake, round us out. We going unanimous on the underdog now? At least we can flip sides.
Well, I will say, sorry, I was trying to look up if Chandler Rogers was going to play for Cal. I don't think he is. Sorry. No, I'm leaning UNLV here. The reason being is I think Brennan Marion is he the interim? I would imagine he is the interim coach in this game, right?
Yeah, let me see if it's in the notes here.
Last I saw.
This feels like a job interview, right? Like I feel like the guys are going to really play hard for him, and I expect him to get the head coaching job, a day or two afterwards. So I really do like UNLV in this spot. This is a top 25 team, guys, who lost to Boise twice and got outscored by Syracuse. This is a really good football team who wants to go after
Syracuse.
What's that? Sorry.
Got hosed by Syracuse. Those calls at the end of that game.
Absolutely. So I think they're going for an 11th win and against a Power 4 opponent. So I think the motivation is all with UNLV here.
All right. We're all in agreement on the Rebels, the underdog. There's your underdog play of the week as a group, because bull season's weird. I think what we should do, going back to recap, just overall your bets, Jake, that you're going to do during bull season, as that closes out our previews for this week. I think you do like an advent calendar. You guys know what those are, where you like open them up, you get one day. Do an advent calendar for bowl games where you open Catholic, it up, take all this shit out.
Advent calendar is.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. We're getting into religion. Nobody come at him in the comments. Open it up and then just pull out nothing, but then Photoshop in your play of the day. That would just be elite content. We would have to post that out on the Play the Fight X page. Follow it at Play the Fight Pod. With that, that's the end of bowl previews for this week.